Hey, it's your boy Jarosaki back on another video, aka Goosebumps Chen. Um, we're here to do. I'm doing another musical review. You know it, guys. So today I'm doing a musical review on actually a musical that I particularly do not like. I've only like one song in the entire musical, which I will leave a link to that song in the description below. Um, but the musical is called Chicago. And fancy guess, it takes place in Illinois slash near Chicago, near the city of Chicago. Actually, in a place that I know very well because I live about 15 minutes away from it, Cook County. When I used to grow up, I used to live near Cook County, and it's actually based on a somewhat true story. True story behind it was in the 1920s. Um, there were 7 murders that went on between 7 different women, okay, who murdered their husbands. So these women, of the 7 women, one of them was innocent and never murdered anybody. It was an Italian woman who couldn't speak English. It wasn't all that pretty, but couldn't speak English, but she didn't murder her husband. But since no one believed her, that's something. Anyways, so there's one reporter who just got her journalist license or whatever was told by her bosses to go do this, to go take care of it, interview these people. And while doing this, she also technically helped the 6 women who did murder their husbands. Who basically what they did was when they were in the court cases, they abused their beauty to get off scot free. They said, "Look at us, we're too pretty. We couldn't have harmed nobody." Because in the 1920s, women were precious and too considered weak and couldn't kill a person. They don't think they could kill a man, which is not true. They can kill a man. It's not that hard to kill a man. Not saying you shouldn't, you definitely shouldn't kill a person, but back then, women were not seen as be able to kill someone. So the jury, which consisted of all men, most of them, okay, mostly men, said, look at them, they're too cute, they're too precious, they couldn't hurt nobody, and they let them go. Basically, they administered time to their sentence to serve time, and let them go, and they end up becoming like more or something. But the Italian woman who didn't kill her husband and was innocent, was ended up found guilty and was hanged and killed, or capital punishment if you want to call it that. She was executed, and she didn't do it. So the author or the journalist who realized what she did was wrong, like she got all caught up in like the story and like the people and the other 6 people, when she could have really helped the 7th person, the Italian woman, is with a person, and got her out of jail by writing a column that she was innocent and something, and so she decided to create a play called Chicago, and then it evolved into a musical later on. But the musical is basically about, like I said, 7 supposed murderesses, except for one who is innocent, which in the movie or musical, I think in the movie musical part, it is, the person is either Russian or Romanian or something like that, because she speaks in what I know is not Italian. So I know what Italian sounds like. I have a full-blood Italian grandmother who used to yell at me in Italian, and I visited Italy a couple of times. Not a couple of times, but the summer before my senior year with my family. So I know what Italian sounds like, and what she was speaking was not Italian in the movie. It had to be some Eastern European thing, because it sounded either like Russian, Ukrainian, or Romanian. It sounded like one of those. It did not sound like Italian at all in the movie. I've never seen the actual play. It's the musical itself, like not in a movie setting, but in an actual musical. So I can't tell for the actual musical if the person was played as the the woman that was innocent was played by an Italian and sung her lines in Italian. I don't know, but I can tell you that she did. So, anyways, basically the song that I like the best or the most, and the musical basically is that these 7 women, or 6 women who are in the Cook County Jail for what's it called? Whatever, for probably technically killing their husbands, and one is innocent, and they decide to create a beauty school inside the prison so they can teach the female prisoners amongst themselves and a bunch of other ones who when they go up for their court cases will charm the audience, the jury, so they can get off scot-free, basically, is what they're doing. And I'm not sure in the play how it ends the same way, but if it ends the same way in real life, like the Italian woman, but the woman who's innocent, there's a song called Cell Block Tango, which the way it's introduced is the way these, I guess it's the warden, and then it says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce the 7 murderesses of Cook County Jail, of the 7 murderesses of Cook County Jail, and their rendition of the Cell Block Tango." 7 Mary murderesses, I think they said, or 7 murderesses. I don't know which one. It's either Mary murderesses or 7 murderesses. Which murderesses is basically the version of murder, but female version. Even though they didn't kill a female, they killed a male. And the story is, so basically, that's the story. I'm not going to give you the full in-depth of the story. Like I said before, I don't like the musical itself. I really don't. It's kind of boring. The only song I said I really do like is Cell Block Tango. So I'm going to go heavily and deep on the Cell Block Tango. So each lyric in the song is called, person is talking about how, what they did to kill them. And a couple of so the way it starts with like, lip shits, which is a different guy, end of a guy's name. On the girl that says, who's innocent is not, like she's like, I didn't do it, nuh-uh. And they're talking, and spread eagle, something like that. I don't. Anyway, so the way that it starts off is each murderer tells their story, I guess you could say, of why they're in the joint or in prison. The first one says that her husband was a chewer or loves to chew gum, but not chew, pop it. So one day when she was coming home, I guess either was coming home from work or I don't know, was having a bad day, she wanted some sympathy and she came into the house and her husband was drinking a beer and chewing, or popping his gum. And she started to get annoyed. And she said, "You pop that gum one more time, you pop that gum one more time," and he ended up did. So she then said in the song, "I proceeded to remove the shotgun from the wall and fired 2 warning shots into his head." So she killed him. Which, by the way, popping your gum does not deserve warrant death. I'm sorry. I know it's annoying. I've done it before, but like, couldn't you just go to another part of the house, or I don't know, don't focus on it, or like just like go to another part of the house? And he's like, just that's all I'm saying. But like, I understand it's annoying. The next person, forgot who. I'm probably gonna go out of order though. One guy is a girl. Was met a girl named Ezekiel. I'm not gonna name all the guys, but I don't remember the other names. But Ezekiel, and he was from Utah, and he said he was single. They fell in love, got married, and bunch of our stuff. And he told her he was single, but turns out he was not single. She found out he was a Mormon and had 3 other wives. So one night when he came into his house, when he came home from, I guess, work or somewhere, she made him his drink, and then she said it in the song that he fell down. it's funny how some men can't handle their arsenic, which is rat poison. She basically poisoned him to death. For also, I agree that lying to you was not the great thing. Like, granted that maybe having 3 wives is kind of fucked up, but poisoning the man over it's not smart either. That was really stupid on that girl's part, or that woman's part. Just, I don't know, break up with him, divorce him. In 1920s, I don't think you could though. But I mean, like, just like talk it out, like say something to him. There's no like, oh yeah, I caught you. You have 3 other wives. What the fuck was that with? I don't know, like, just say something to him. Don't kill him. Another person, this would probably goes into what's it called? Goes into the Russian girl or whatever, and she basically just starts singing in Russian, and then the one girl says, "Did you do it?" "No, I'm not guilty." She says, "Not guilty," which is basically the only word she says in English is "not guilty." Like, I didn't do it. Someone else did it, and I don't know who. Another person in the song, or another person in the song did, what's his name? I'm gonna go to the last person. Okay, yeah, I remember now. So one person was married to her husband, and they were like performing acrobats, and they would do all kind of tricks and stuff, like different type of acrobatic tricks. And one day they were hanging out at the Hotel Cicero before the show, and they ran out of ice in their, I guess, dressing room, you could say. So she went to go get some, and then when she came back to the dressing room, she found her and her sister, who was also part of the act, her husband and her sister, doing number 17, which was the spread eagle, which is basically, I'm guessing they were referencing it as a sex thing. Like he was having sex. Again, that's off. So then she said she had blacked out, and it wasn't even before that she blacked out. It wasn't until I was washing the blood off my hands an hour later that I even realized they were dead. So yeah, she killed them. Like really. And she said, again, cheating is not worth the killing. Killing someone over. Granted, it's fucked up. It's wrong and fucked up, but you shouldn't kill someone over it. Okay. Next thing I would say would be next murder was a guy who was an artistic type, who was an artist, and he basically took out cheating to the highest level. Like, he says she would go out and try to find a job or find himself, which he did. He found this many girls, and then he said a guy's name. She said the guy's name, so I was like, interesting, okay. Now, I'm not saying that I was warned to cheating also, or killing also, but she killed him. And I love this one line. He says, he saw him, so you could say we broke up over artistic differences. He saw himself as alive, and I saw him dead. And that was the other. And then there's another person, the only black person in the actual jail story or the song. I guess you could say she's mixed. Her husband, she was cooking, or chopping meat or something like that. And her husband comes in the house that late, and after her name, husband Wilbur, and starts screaming, "You've been screwing the milkman! You've been fucking the milkman! You've been fucking the milkman!" And he kept screaming that. And then he ran into her. And supposedly, she said he ran into his knife. Yeah, he ran into my knife 5 times or 10 times or whatever. And I'm like, no one runs into a knife on the unless they're that stupid. I'm like, ugh. Like, no one does. And it goes repeatedly does this to run into it more times. No one is going to do that unless they're really suicidal. So, yeah, that's the only song in the story I like. It's a really great song, very provocative song, because there's a lot of like sensual dancing in it. Really, really good song though. I love there's a chorus that goes along with it too. So definitely go check it out. I will leave it in the description below. That's it for this video, guys. Also, The next play will be coming out on next play, or not play, but on Monday the 8th. VH1, which is like music channel kind of, is having a Scream, showing a new Scream film technically. It's called Scream Resurrection. And I want you guys to know if you guys want me to do a review on each episode when it comes out, which comes out in 2 hours every day up until Wednesday the 10th. It'll come out the episodes will come out in 2. So it'll be like 2 hours, and each installment will have 2 episodes in 1. Or do you want me to do it on the 10th, after the 10th, when all the episodes are done? Let me know, guys. See you later. Guys. That's it for this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goosebumps Jen, out.